happy Tuesday. It's Jamie Jensen here, and my buddy Chris isn't here. He may pop on, and if so, then we'll bring him on. But I do have some other great buddies here who are with me. Miss Penelope Zapp, how are you today?
I'm just fine, Jamie. How about yourself?
I am doing fantastic. Just powered
Good.
through my to-do list, so I'm feeling good.
Well, you're doing better than I am.
Well, you do what you do, right?
Right.
So,
that's
and
right.
our other special guest today is Alan Brightmeyer. So, thank you for being here, Alan. We're excited to have you on the show. Is this your first time on Doing Good in Kitsap?
This is my first time. I've been waiting for an invite, but I guess it was maybe lost in the mail. But thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, we're excited to have you. Yeah, I invited you last week, and then it just, we didn't even come on last week. So I know life is busy. So you have some excitement to share with us too. That's completely outside of the topic that we're talking about today.
Yeah, we just welcomed in our second grandchild yesterday.
Hey.
So that was a pretty big day for us. We're all hoping that it was going to be a granddaughter, and it was. So Sunny Kate Brightmeyer is now part of the Team Brightmeyer.
Oh,
So we're all excited.
She's absolutely precious. So
yeah, she came out, pretty. All the good parts together here. Looks a little bit like her brother at birth, but I think they all do. They all the same in my opinion. But she is gorgeous. So.
Can I put if I can load this up? Can I put her picture up? Would everybody be okay with that?
Sure.
Okay, she's so cute. So hold on, it's loading up here. Let's see if we can get it to show here. Let's see. Oh, we're in the way. Let's see. Can I bring her to the front?
Yeah, she's cuter than us. Get her, get us out of the way.
Yeah, hang on. Give me a couple little technology seconds here, and I'll get her figured out.
Yeah, really well. We went and saw her yesterday at St. Joe's in Tacoma. Despite the traffic issues we ran into, we were able to get there in time before the hospital.
Oh, she's so cute.
There she is. So, yeah. Well, congratulations. That's absolutely the best.
Yeah.
Yes, she's perfect.
So exciting. Any of us, I just made a big post on Facebook that, grandkids truly are the best thing. And I mean, all three of us are grandparents. So we get it. So what's your favorite part about grandparenting, Alan?
Well, I certainly get just a lot of enjoyment out of reliving my childhood and being a dad. Almost, basically do a lot of babysitting, so it's kind of like being another parent again. But the fact that we get to see them grow and develop, and we have a part in that development too. Still as grandparents, help form them, shape their morals and their values. Contribute to that as they're growing up, and I think that's. To me, I get a lot of satisfaction out of that. And of course, after a couple of days, they go back home to their so we don't have to, we're not cleaning up too much after them. The house is relatively intact. Send them home and they can go ahead and load them up on sugar. Isn't that what we do? Send them back to their
parents. Right. So. Yeah. Penny, you have the cutest little granddaughter too. What?
Yeah.
Gwenny Penny. Grandparenting. Gwenny
Well,
Penny.
I mean, everything Alan said and some. I love. I got to be the cool grandma, so I have to allow her to do things that her parents tell her not to do because that's what grandmas do. And teaching her things that Grandpa Will is really good at teaching her things that probably her parents aren't happy about. But that's the fun part. And I really just making them feel loved. My kids were blessed to have my parents babysit them, take them for the summers, and feeling that love. You don't get that anywhere else other than family, and grandparents is a special bond that you just can't recreate with anything else. So I think it's very important.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And my youngest grandbaby just left because she comes to the office 3 days a week. And oh my gosh, Scott had to walk in from the other room because I was laughing so hard. He's like, "What are you laughing at?" And she's just at that age where she's into everything. And she squirted herself in the face with her water. I just busted up laughing. And then I gotta baby proof this house here soon, because she climbed on the bottom shelf of a little rolling shelf I've got here and got herself trapped and stuck in it. I'm just laughing hysterically. So that is the best. So we're blessed, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
So kids, since we're talking about kids, that's why we're here today, is to talk about kids and talk about Kitsap Shop with a Cop. And so I want to start with you, Penny, to kind of give us, the people who watch this show regularly have a pretty good sense of Kitsap Shop with a Cop, because Chris and I talk about it all the time. But kind of give us the background on Kitsap Shop with a Cop.
Sure. So 19 years ago, because I'm happy to say this is our 19th year, 19th Shop with a Cop event in 2023. But 19 years ago, the Corrections Association, the Kitsap County Sheriff's Office Corrections Association, decided to put together at the very last minute a Shop with a Cop. And we did that by just kind of donating $100 each. And we were able to get $2,800, and we invited 28 kids to go shopping at our first event. We had the school district, and that's kind of the pattern we followed ever since. Select 28 kids. And from there, it just grew. I mean, now we see numbers up to 140. Our $100 has grown far beyond that. The support from the law enforcement agencies, from the school, from the community has grown so. It's exceeded my expectations. And it's just like the one thing that, well, one of many things I'm really proud of. But to say that we're going into our 19th year, I mean, I'm excited about year 20 because I want to make it, it's going to be really special next year. But I have to get past this year first. But yeah, the corrections officer started it, and now it's grown, and we have all the law enforcement agencies in Kitsap County and local agencies close by, like Mason County, Clallam, Jefferson. We have officers from Seattle PD coming across the water to come shopping with kids because they love our event. And something that I really like to tout myself on, not myself, everybody that does this, but our program is, we have the largest program, meaning we invite the biggest amount of kids, and we give them a lot of money. Like some of those events, they might have 100, 125 kids, but we give them it grows every year, 150, 175, because the cost of living is going up and toys are going up, so we want to make sure they can get what they need. And so many memories. Every year there's a new and exciting story that we hear that brings tears to our eyes after we're all sitting around reliving the day. And it just keeps getting better. And I love this, and I love how it's grown. I love our board. I love our community. It's my way, and I know everyone else's way of giving back to the community.
Well, and you have done an amazing job of creating this and leading it and growing it. And so kudos to you, and to Will. We'll just give him a little bit of credit for really driving it, and really selecting a board that really jumps in and continues to make this happen. So So you started small with the number of kids that you were helping, and you started small with with your fundraising. Talk to us about that and how that's kind of changed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, at the first year, we were just throwing in money to cover the kids. And, we literally had $2,800. So anything extra, Penny and some of the others were throwing in to cover it. Then we took it upon ourselves to take on this giant challenge, I guess you could say, where we were parking cars at the Kitsap County Fair for several years. We did that. 5 days we'd go out there and park cars. We were the ones out there taking your $5, $7, whatever it was at that time, and we would get paid so much per car. And we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. I'll tell you, that first year, oh God, it was so hard. But we got better as the time went on. But now we found a better way to do it. It's a silent auction and a comedy show, and it's fun, and it's better than standing out in the sun and getting sunburnt and people yelling at you. It's like fun. And now we reach levels of funds higher than we could have ever imagined. I mean, there was only there's a limit at what you can do at parking cars. There's no limit at fundraising for the with the auction and the comedy show. And with that, continuing to grow, the amount of kids we can invite grows, the amount of money we can give them, the extra things we do. Last year we had 2 Shop with the Cops. Maybe some people don't know that. We had our regular giant Paul's Bow event, and then a week later we went to Port Orchard. And because Port Orchard Police Department doesn't get to participate in our event because it's the same day as the tree lighting ceremony in Port Orchard, we wanted to make sure they felt included as well. So we had another event, a smaller one. We had 25 kids at the Port Orchard Walmart. So we just continue to do exciting things. I mean, we're sponsoring an event at the fair this year for kids to win a bike. I mean, it's doing good things in the community for kids, and kids are the common theme.
So, Alan, I know you have so we've got some people watching. Hi, moms watching from Arizona. Summer Masick, hello. Keith Armstrong, hello. Thanks for tuning in. So, yeah, jump on if you're watching, jump on and say hi. There's a lot of noise in the background, so I'm going to try to see if I can plug my headphones in while Alan's talking. But, Alan, you have you have jumped into Shop with a Cop and have just been immensely helpful the last few years with the auction. But also, I think you have a new title. What is it? Rapping czar or something like that
Right.
for the actual shopping event. Tell us a little bit about what your passion is. What brought you to Shop with a Cop, and why are you so involved? Because we're immensely grateful that you are.
Well, I think I thank you for the compliment first. I appreciate that. But I heard about Shop with a Cop just by word of mouth. My son, Alex, being a deputy, he started participating in that, and he kind of said, "Hey, you might be something you want to get involved in." And I was looking for something to do to get back in the community too. I run a neighborhood watch program here in Keyport, and I'm always looking for something that look for a void in the community. Where could I help fill a need, if you will? And talking with both you and Penny, I thought there were some things I could do by leveraging my background in sales by getting out there and certain businesses and seeing if they could help support the program. And small, I think be able to get a few people signed up, and really took advantage of developing kind of a relationship selling, because these people, you really do want to develop a relationship with your donor. And once they felt that they could trust me, and I was really representing the community, and I think that's the biggest issue, was they wanted to know that this was really an organic charitable organization for Kitsap. We're helping kids in Kitsap County. The money's coming from businesses in Kitsap County. And all the funds here, they stay within the community of Kitsap by supporting these children from the various school districts. And I share that story with a lot of the businesses. And surprisingly, there's a lot of businesses that are looking for ways to help, and they want their money, their contribution, to be, helping children within Kitsap community itself. So some was, there were just no questions asked. He said, "Oh, how much? What can I give?" I walked into, first time I went to Silverdale Automotive. They walked in and says, "Well, we'd love to do that. How would $400 work?" And I went, "Well, that would work very nice." But you'll find a lot of people that do want to help. They're looking for ways that they can put their charitable dollars to work in their community and reap some of that benefit. And I've kind of just followed that mission, if you will, in bringing new donations, new businesses, and kind of keep it fresh. I like to bring in new people each year so that when people come to the auction, they're not seeing the same thing. They're seeing something new each year.
Well, you really do a remarkable job. If anybody has been following, and if you haven't been following, jump on and follow Kitsap Shop with a Cop on Facebook. I'll post the link on the Doing Good in Kitsap page, but I'll post a link on all the pages. We're streaming on a whole bunch of different pages today, so I'll make sure and post that link. But there are some pretty incredible auction items that we have. So do you want to tell us about some of your favorites,
Well, I
Alan?
think a couple of my favorites are, I kind of focus in a couple areas. I really like to get things that I find interesting that I think the rest of the community finds interesting too, is going out to dinner, automotive things, because we're always working on cars. We have maintenance things that we can always use a gift certificate or something to an automotive service. And of course, liquor is a big attraction on that. I hit up all the local breweries on that to do some tours and tasting events. Those are really popular and some of my favorites. And certainly hitting up folks like High Spirits Liquor. We've had them join, and High Spirits Liquor in Paulsbo, they only do a few charitable organizations, maybe 3. We're one of them. And this year we were able to, we came up, I don't know who came up with the idea on the board, but we acquired a large patio bar cart. And we thought as the board, we'd fill that up. And I thought, you know what? I think we could take this over to High Spirits, talk to them about it. They said, hey, let's fill that thing up on that. We'll help you out. We can certainly donate some. And they did. And we've got, 35 bottles of spirits and wines in this cart right now. And it's over $2,300 of liquor and the cart itself on that.
That's incredible.
And they're displaying that in their store. They're, again, very happy to participate. But, with the board's contribution and the High Spirits Liquor's contribution, that is one heck of an auction item.
Yeah, it is.
It's overstocked. I mean, this thing would take you, it depends on, your style of beverage, but it'll last most people a couple of years, I'm sure. So that's
Thanks
one of my
for qualifying. Thanks for qualifying most people. So, yeah, well, and they High Spirits, they added some pretty unique pieces to it as well.
Yes. And, if you get to know Glenn, and what Glenn does is he hand selects, these are all from the Northwest, kind of decided to focus on things out of the Northwest for both some wine and some of the local spirits. There's some from Bainbridge, there's some from Gig Harbor. We do have 1 or 2 from Alaska too, so we'll throw them in as part of the Northwest, certainly. But these, Glenn and he's got a story behind each distillery and each winery as to why he selected them and what he feels make them special. Because a lot of these too are, they're a lower priced spirit versus some of the high end, the Maker's Mark and the the Elijah Craig and some of those guys that are over $100 a bottle or can be. We've got some bargains that he selected that are just fantastic. And we did some taste testing. And in fact, the second donation that High Spirits made will be this a taste testing with probably going to keep it down to most domestic spirits, might include some from Canada, but it'll be for about 10 or 12 folks. And they can attend the tasting event down in the cellar of High Spirits. And they'll set up, I think you'll have a choice of between 5 or 6 different spirits that you can taste. Do any more than that and you really start having to serve food to people because it can get a little intoxicating. But again, and then Glenn will take you through the story, the history of that distillery, how they came about, whether it was through prohibition or it was just some brothers, a family got together and said, hey, let's produce a wine or a spirit. We got Bainbridge distilleries on board here, very local, and some very good samples that they put together. And those will all be, we'll just do things. We'll put those in the cart for the silent auction, as well as people can bid on the certificates to the tasting event with 10 or 12 of their friends. So that should be a really important item.
Yeah, that's so incredible. And then, I mean, so you really go out and cultivate these relationships. And last year you brought, Dan and Stephanie Slies are just amazing human beings, but you brought them on board to sponsor our dessert auction. So tell us about Slies' participation.
Slies and they are just a landmark, an icon within, Kitsap County. And they are very community-oriented folks. So they support a lot of the organizations here. Again, they like to support what I have come to call the organic Kitsap organizations, where we raise money internally here and we spend it locally here. And they didn't even question that. They said, "Hey, Alan, this sounds like a great opportunity. Yeah, we'd love to come on board." And they asked, are there other things we could do for you in addition to just to maybe donating, some desserts and whatnot? I said, well, you could certainly, donate some more desserts. We'd like to get the Slies name, associated with Kitsap Shop with the Cops. So we decided that they would be a good fit to sponsor our dessert dash. And they were happy to do it. So now they're supplying us with, a little over a dozen desserts for that dessert dash. And I think it's been a pretty big success. And I'm going to say it's, Slies have a lot to do with that. They kind of are the anchor tenant for the dessert dash. And they love attending. They love coming at and seeing how people are bidding for the different desserts. They're in there for Raise the Paddle events too on that. So they're a real key sponsor for us.
And they're very infectious. Like they get the party started and rolling, and it's, they're fun to have.
Yeah, they're excited, and people feed off of that, and it really gets, like Penny said, it gets the party going. You betcha.
We also have at our auction so the auction is August 18th at the Clearwater Casino. Doors open at 5. It's not just an auction; it's a comedy show too, and so Damon Schritter is coming down from Canada. And so Chris and I have talked about Damon a few times, and just super funny guy. So that'll be great fun. But we'll have a silent auction. We've got probably 80 or so items in our silent auction, which will be super fun. And then a live auction of, 12 to 15 items, but some super unique items that you can really only get at Kitsap Shop with a Cop. So do you want to talk to us, Penny, about maybe some of the police items and the guitar that we have every year?
Well, the guitar, I figured you were going to ask me, like kind of what you asked Alan, like, what are your favorite auction items? Mine are the experiences. The guitar kind of takes its journey throughout the year and gets autographed by all the artists that are performing at the Clearwater Casino. So that's great. Every year, Jamie and Scott Jensen are so great about donating a week at their condo along with airline miles, and that always goes quick. This year, we've got some trips to, what is it, Africa, and what is the other place, Jamie?
Bali and
Bali.
Tuscany. So yeah,
Yes.
pick your paradise. And I bought Africa last year, and I'm going in May of next year, and I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I wish it was tomorrow.
Yeah. And then we've got summer was or still is here. Heart by Heart does a great donation of cool swag and always a night somewhere at some specific time. So we're excited about that. One of our board members has primo seats to the Seahawks, and you're guaranteed to be on TV, and he donates a game to that. So we really try to get the experiences at the live auction along with like a guitar that's gone through the experience. So, and I believe we have some really cool tickets to a fair event, right?
Yeah. Well, front row to Trace Atkins, right here in Kitsap County. Trace Atkins in Kitsap County. You'll be in the front row, right about center. So,
and it's really close to the stage.
It's really
it's up
close
close and personal.
Yeah. Don't tell Trace how close it is, but it's really close to the stage. And
They
we're
want
working
that.
on what's
They
that?
want that front row to have a breath mint or two to hand out. So Trace.
Yeah, right. Right. We're gonna we'll pass Mentos down the line, but yeah, and we're working on trying to get some other things to add to that package. Joel Gibson Jr., of course, whom everybody loves here in Kitsap County, he is he's opening for Trace at the Kitsap Fair. So I'm going to see if I can get Joel to give us a little bit of swag to add to that package. But that's going to be so much fun. And then the other cop thing kind of things.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Because the sheriff attends and the past sheriff attends, and Penny's a number 3 at the sheriff's office. So it's we've got, tell us about that, because I did this a few years ago and I would go do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, it's EVOC, and you get to go out to the racetrack and drive in police cars. You don't get to actually drive them. You're like the passenger in the back seat, and you get to do some really fun speeding around the track. And they let you participate in pit, so you'll be driving, and all of a sudden you'll be spinning, because that's what happens when they're chasing somebody, or when they can't chase somebody, and they need to, when safely stop them, they can do this pit maneuver. I mean, Will's the EVOC expert, so I wish he was here to explain it. Or you could be the car actually doing it. I've done it a few times, and it's fun. It's even for the people that might get a little bit of sour stomach from spinning a little bit. I had no problem, but that EVOC experience, we sell it 3 or 4 times at every auction, because people want to go out there and see, and it's a really good learning experience for the community to come out and see how the deputies and patrol officers train for safety. Safety is their biggest priority, and see how they do it and have fun at the same time, because it is fun.
Well, and that's the key to it too, right? That it's not, so EVOC is really a mandatory training. So Scott always like, I gotta go do EVOC. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. But I mean, they're like, oh God, I gotta go do EVOC. I gotta go to the range. I gotta blah, blah, blah. But, for us on the outside, this is not fun for them necessarily, although some of them may have fun, but it truly is mandated training that they have to do. And it's a great opportunity for us as citizens to really see what these officers, and it's not just the sheriff's office, it's all the law enforcement agencies that go through this process. And so it's great to see the process that they're doing. And it really is an extremely professional event, and they're really careful.
I got to ride in the back of a Lexus at like, I don't know, 120 or so and spinning in circles. Yeah, a little bit of sour stomach, but there, these guys were just on it and so professional. And it was just an incredible experience. Alan, you
Your
guys
mom,
should do that.
your mom's diming you out and saying you were disappointed that you couldn't drive.
I was so disappointed. Yep.
That would maybe sometime in the future we could. But to your point, there, I did that 1 year too, and you really get appreciation for the decisions that they have to make in a fraction of a second of what that car is going to do. Whether the bad guy's turning back around on them, he's hanging out the window, does he have a weapon, whatnot, how many people in the car. Each one of those scenarios requires a different response from that officer driving the car, and he's got to make it just in a fraction of a second. You don't really get that as a citizen sitting on the outside reading a blog or reading the paper and the story of what may or may not have happened. But when you go through that and you're sitting in the car with him, man, you get an appreciation of what they've got to do.
And it gives you the perspective of the car that they're chasing, what they're experiencing.
Yeah.
So while it probably looks scary to the public if they ever see this, happening. It's not painful. You're spinning and then you stop. I mean, it really is a science, and all the men and women out there that are doing this training every year are perfecting that science. And again, the focus is safety for themselves, for the person that, they're trying to stop. And most importantly, the community, right? Because they don't want to hurt anybody in the process of trying to stop someone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and to Alan's point, they are not only having to drive this police car in this manner, they're having to watch out for any other cars on the road.
Mm-hmm.
They're having to watch out for any other people on the road. They're having to listen to the radio and find out where all of the rest of the police cars, because if you're in that situation, there are many either there or coming there. And so it's a lot of multitasking that happens and goes on in those situations. So, one, I'm grateful that I got the opportunity to be a part of it and see it. And two, I'm super grateful for all the men and women who go out and do this job on a daily basis. So that's pretty incredible. So yeah, it's, and you mentioned Heart by Heart. So we are going to soon, like in the next 2.5 weeks, they're going to announce where they're going to be for New Year's. And I'll give you a little bit of a hint that it's going to be in Kitsap somewhere. So I won't tell you where, but they are providing, so Heart by Heart is going to give tickets to their New Year's show, which is pretty amazing. So that's always a blast.
Is it going to be at your house? Or are you just going to let us know now that the New Year's party is at your house?
Maybe the after party, but
don't give Scott any ideas, right?
Yeah, right. The pre-funk, because we can't do the after party, will be. But anyway, so that'll be part of the auction. And I mean, where else can you go to a live comedy show? The entertainment of this auction is super fun. We also have food, and the tickets are only $35.
That's right.
You can't go to a movie with a date for $35 and get something to eat. You can't do it. It's ridiculous right now. So that's a heck of a bargain.
Yeah, just $35. Clearwater Casino, August 18th. We're a little earlier than normal, but here's the other thing I just learned is that we're not going to have the giant stage in the room as we normally do. So we just opened the opportunity for an additional 75 to 100 people to join this event. So, so there's room. We have incredible sponsors who are already, we're close to 250 people when we usually get to right about 300. So we're still weeks away we were going to hit that 300 mark, but now we can bump it up. So if you even thought about getting out and attending the Shop with a Cop comedy show and auction, this is the year to do it. It's just going to be incredible. And we have more room because we always sell it out.
Right. And like we said earlier, this is what funds the event. So if you want to find a way to to donate to the Shop with a Cop, what better way than to come to the auction, pay for your ticket and watch comedy. I mean, if that's just it, it's a fun event. And, our board, we're all a bunch of comedians too. And we're not charging for that extra comedy, just, just the other.
We're proud. We're
Yeah. we do our fair share of comedy.
Yeah, we do. Well, and Chris Larson is our auctioneer, and so
Mhm.
that in itself is a lot of fun. And so it's and he and I have a great time presenting the auction, and so yeah, it's just great fun. And the reality is, we have sponsors, great sponsors, and we've got them all listed on our Facebook page that allow every single dollar, every penny that is raised in this auction goes directly to take those kids shopping at Christmas. So there's all of our overhead is covered. And so it's free money for the kids, which is amazing.
Yep. I think that helps, Jamie. That helps drive donations too. There's, as we all know, there's a lot of organizations out there, but they do have to pay for overhead, and there's an administrative fee on that. And sometimes those organizations, maybe they get 25, 30% tops out of that. But this, to your point, 100% of that is going to get that gift card to buy that child presents for Christmas.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And we don't have any staff. We're all volunteers. So we have an entire board of volunteers.
Mhm.
And so it's just really cool. So so let's talk so it's 5:40. We got a little bit of time. So talk a little bit about, and I'll let both of you talk about this, the experience from the cop perspective, from the kid perspective, and Alan, for you from the volunteer perspective of what happens at Walmart the first Saturday of December. Penny?
So you want me to talk about the cop perspective or experience? Well, it's been a long time since I've been able to shop, although last year at the Port Orchard smaller event, I got the opportunity to do so. And I failed miserably because I allowed that kid to throw everything in his basket. And I have to openly admit, I let him overspend. So my shopping days are over. But, it's a really good way for law enforcement to connect with kids in such a positive way. And they all look forward to it every year. And they come out there with smiles on their face, wearing hats and just celebrating the day and volunteering their time because they're not getting paid. They're coming out there on their own time and connecting with these kids. And it every year, like I said, it's grown that way with our law enforcement. Sometimes we have so many law enforcement, we don't have enough kids. So now I make sure we pack on extra kids so that we have enough kids for law enforcement. So that's a great problem to have. And for the kids, it's, the schools select the children that are going to participate. So they know the level of need with those families and which children really do need this event, whether it be their economic status or maybe some negative interaction with law enforcement with their parents, and they feel that this connection would be good. So it's kind of a two-prong. We have several of us board members that ride in the buses to and from the event. And so we get to connect with the kids as well as the law enforcement that are shopping, and the stories and the excitement and seeing kids go to Walmart, and you can tell them, and this tears on everybody's heart. You can tell them you can buy whatever you want for yourself, because we really try to emphasize that they very often more than not buy for their families, but we try to get them to buy for themselves because we know they're not going to have anything under the tree. But when we see kids buying food and hygiene items, because that's not something they want, that's something they need, that really does hit you emotionally. And when we have those, we've told law enforcement when they have those kids that are doing that, and they've identified some kids are buying things that are necessity, that we make sure that we give them extra money. Know that these families need to eat, but we also want the kids to be able to enjoy a holiday. So it's not uncommon for for us to overspend, and it's really not uncommon for law enforcement to
Oh,
overspend because yeah,
yeah.
and I always said this: you ain't gonna talk them out of a ticket, but those kids can talk them out of some money at Shop of the
Yep.
Cop.
It's true. And invariably, every single year, we we walk out of there, one or several of us is crying over some kind of experience that we've had with one of these kids. And it's so emotional to be a part of that, to watch these kids just stream off the buses. And I don't know who's more excited, the kids or the cops, that they're pairing up. You walk off the bus, you get a cop. Walk off the bus, you get a cop. And it's just the energy around that is just so buzzing. The whole store is just buzzing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know you want to ask Alan, but I really want to point out a group that we haven't talked about, and that is the Walmart staff at Paulsbo. They plan for this all year long. They come in early in the morning and help us set up. Darla from Walmart, she goes in there on her own time and volunteers for this event. We wouldn't have such a successful event if it wasn't for the staff at the Paulsbo Walmart. So I really have to give them a big shout out.
They agreed. They go above and beyond and provide snacks for the kids. And this is going to lead right into Alan. They also provide gift bags and gift wrap. And if Alan asked, they would provide his orange or yellow vest. But Alan has it's pretty amazing because what happens is the kids go shopping. They go check out. So they're dedicated cashiers that check out all of the kids and the cops. And then all those items get taken back to the back of the store to Alan's volunteers who wrap every single gift. Do you have a sense, Alan, of how many gifts got wrapped last year?
Oh, thousands. It was, and you have to get so creative in wrapping this because sometimes we may run out of bags, or there might be a run on a certain, kids will bring something like a large truck or something like that doesn't fit anything, and then someone says, all right, you'll get 2 or 3 wrappers on it, and they'll wrap that thing up there. It is a challenge. It's a bit of, dare I say, organized chaos on there because you're always hit with something new that you hadn't expected as a gift wrapper. I think, okay, I've got my ribbon, I've got my paper, my bows, whatnot. But I tell you what, when you get 140, 150 kids coming in and they've got a cart full of stuff, they get in line, and that's the first problem, is trying to keep the cops in line because they don't like to be told what to do, and we have to push them back in the line. And no matter their rank, the sheriff has to go to the end of the line just like the deputies do on that. So we got to keep them in
No
tow
cutting,
there.
Sheriff. Yeah.
No cutting. And then get them back in, and we assign them. Last year, I think we had maybe 25 stations, wrapping stations with 2 or 3 people at each station, just to get the kids in, wrap it up, get their names on the bags, make sure that and if they want something done special, we can wrap something up with a particular color. Some kids will ask for that, so we try to accommodate that. But every kid goes out of there with just a huge bag of gifts wrapped with their names on them, their family names on them, and they are ecstatic. I tell you, they are just walking on cloud 9 when they get out of there, and so are we. Everybody is, so excited to participate in that because they see the smiles on their face. It's very.
Well, you did an amazing job with the wrapping last year, and that is hereby your job from this last year forward.
Yeah, I couldn't do it without Darla from Walmart because we get in there and set that stuff up and kind of staff up each station, and then we go from there. But to your point, Penny, Darla makes it work. She's the secret sauce.
That's pretty amazing. Well, we are blessed indeed. And so if you just want a night out, $35 a person, you can't beat that price. August 18th, Clearwater Casino. Doors open at 5. Silent auction, live auction, incredible dessert dash. Some of these desserts are to die for. So, yeah, just get some and take it home if you want. Just buy the whole thing and take it home. So yeah, just I posted the Shop with a Cop page. Just go there, buy your tickets, share it. If you can't come, you can go right to the website and make a donation. And again, 100% of every dollar that we raise with this event goes directly to support the kids. We're also going to be out at Kitsap Shop with a Cop is going to be out at National Night Out in Paulsbo next Tuesday. So Chris and I will be there, and we'll be live at National Night Out in Paulsbo. Chris asked me to make sure and talk about the show that he has coming up on August 11th. A couple weeks ago, we were at the Cloverleaf for their 50th anniversary. And so as part of the Cloverleaf's 50th anniversary event, we have my favorite, Kermit Apio, is coming out, and he's going to be there Friday, August 11th at 7 p.m. So another great opportunity to have fun in the community. And let's see, what else? Buy your tickets to Kitsap Shop with a Cop. Make a donation, and we still are collecting auction items, right, Alan?
We still are. We've, I think we want to get up to around 80, 90 items on that. So we have a little ways to go yet, but we're really close on that. So, and I would throw this out to anybody listening too. If you have an idea of an auction item that might be unusual, let us know. So we love to entertain those types of ideas so we can put something on the table that you might not find anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And our live auction is for the most part experiences. We don't sell, we sell stuff in our in the silent auction and some experiences, but our live auction is it moves quick. We got a comedy show to get to. So yeah, we really try to make that trips, experiences, one of a kind, unique activities. So if you've got something like that in mind and you want to participate, it's super easy right there on our page. You just click on the auction page, and it'll take you right to the donation site, and it also takes you right to the ticket site. So we have about 100 extra tickets we can sell this year that we normally can't. So if you want to come, this is the year to come, because it's pretty incredible.
Agreed.
So, and then it's, a week before the fair. So Penny and I will be pulling our hairs out. So that'll be crazy. But yeah, the best place to get front row tickets, because I think all the front row tickets to Trace Atkins are sold out on the fair's page. So, so very cool. All right. Well, I appreciate you two. Thanks for taking the time to come on with me today.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, appreciate that. It was a pleasure. And I might have even learned a little bit about you too as well. So always pick up a new tidbit.
And I want to say, you two are part of the Kitsap Shop with a Cop board, but we have many others that aren't here tonight that work really hard. And like we said earlier, we have a very dedicated board that are all volunteers and have been doing this for a very long time. And we're so fortunate to just keep adding such valuable board members like Alan here, who wanted to donate some time and to find something he was passionate about, and he just fits in really well with all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we're super grateful.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great team, and led by the incredible Penny Sapp. So
that's all of us.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here, or I would have just spent the last 49 minutes talking to myself. So
well, that'd have been fun too.
I know. I do that on most given days. So just sitting here at my
that's
desk
like
and
you
talking to
every
myself.
morning when you're getting up, getting ready, you're just talking to yourself, right? That's what I
Yep.
do.
Just talking to myself. So anyway, I appreciate you guys, and yeah, absolutely. Let's have an incredible event. Oh wait, look, I got a thing. Hang on. Let's see if it works. There we go.
Oh,
There you go.
yeah.
Yep. There you go.
Kitsap Shop with the Cop comedy show and auction Friday, August 18th. There's the page right there. Facebook.com/Kitsap Shop with the Cop. Yeah, come out. It's going to be a blast.
Support the kids.
We do it for the kids. It's all for the kids.
That's right.
And not this kid, but let's show her one more time the brand new Sunny Brightmeyer.
There
I
you
love
go.
that. Ed. So cute.
We'll draft her as a volunteer. We'll get
That's
her
right.
on board.
She can be one of the new elves.
There you go. Good.
I think our current elves may quit long before she's ready for that. But anyway, well, appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll catch you next week at National Night Out in Pulsbo. Chris will be here. Otherwise, I'll sit there and talk to myself for 40 minutes. So, all right.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Thank you,
everybody.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye.